Good day to you. Been a bit quiet on the video front, haven't I? I've been doing videos for other people, but it's wisdom on the weekend. I've had some interesting things happen recently, so this vlog is entitled The Man Who Said Less. The Man Who Said Less. And the punchline will come at the end. A couple of friends, and they are friends, have said some stuff recently behind my back that's been really hurtful and has damaged our friendship, and they'll never know because I'm never going to tell them. And not my principle anyway is to walk in forgiveness. But it really highlighted to me the importance of backstage and front stage, if I could say front stage. Backstage is what you say behind closed doors in private, and front stage is da-da-da-da. And I was thinking to myself, real maturity and congruence and continuity comes from that continuity between backstage and front stage. And I remember somebody saying, if you can't say something good about somebody, say nothing at all. It was Ian Richardson played this wonderful part in the original version of House of Cards, where he would say, you might think that I couldn't possibly comment. And actually, of course, he really was commenting by saying that he couldn't possibly comment. That's almost the opposite of what I'm saying, but I love the phrase, you might think that I couldn't possibly comment. So he wouldn't say anything that would go on record. And I don't want to say anything backstage that will go on record eternally, that I would be embarrassed for that saying to come front stage. And one of my goals then is to become the man who said less, and also become the man who says backstage what he would be happy to say front stage, and says front stage what he says backstage. Which really leads us to the issue of, if you do want to deal with offence with friends, what should you do? And we've had a couple of experiences recently where people have said things behind other people's backs. And actually the proper way to deal with it is to go to the person who causes the offence, or go to the person to whom you foolishly want to give feedback. I think feedback is overrated. And say it to them their face first of all, if there's an offence or an injury. And then if they don't listen, you take 2 or 3 witnesses of that event. And if they're not witnesses of that event, you don't take them. Because what you're talking about is your perception and the other person's perception. And that don't count. Don't count for a hill of beans in this world we have. If there is an offence, then you go to the person. If there were witnesses to that offence and the person doesn't listen to your appeal for reconciliation, then you take the witnesses. And then if they don't listen to you and the witnesses, if there were witnesses of the event, chuck them out of your circle, but leave the door open. That's the way you should do it. So always go to the person in question. And in Kevin Costner's movie, Dances with Wolves, he was called Dances with Wolves because that was the strongest impression his behaviour made on the tribe of Indians that he joined. So I quite often blog about what would your Native American name be. Well, my Native American name for a little while is going to be he who said less and listened more. And what I'm hoping, I'm a senior guy now, 58 years old, that's a few years on the planet. And what I'm hoping is that I will become known for someone who really listens, and when they speak, backstage and front stage, actually says something worth listening to, some real wisdom.